All right, let's try it again. Can you hear me this time? If you can hear me, can you put in some comments? Write a few comments so I know that you can hear me, because I'm not sure if my microphone was actually working before. Any comments? No comments? No one can hear me? This sucks. Why isn't it working? OBS says it's working. Dominique, thank you, sir. All right. Okay, good. So we have microphone working. Right. Okay. So it's been a while since I've done one of these, but the market is super hot right now. So let's do one. Now I had a whole bunch of questions. I should put the microphone in front of me. It's a bit better. Now, let's go through. Well, firstly, let's have a look at what's going on, because things are quite interesting right now. Because Binance Coin is number 3. Would never have picked that. Polkadot, I think, got to number 3 recently too. So, yeah, I saw that happening. I didn't think it was going to happen as quick as what it did, but Binance Coin getting to number 3. Man, I tell you what, this whole fee situation that's going on now with DeFi is really, it's shaking up the landscape. It really is. So people want to get into DeFi, but they can't. They can't justify it because the fees are so high, right? So, everybody now is scrambling, looking for chains that they can go to and actually use, right? Because the fees they're stupid high. Like, just to get an approval on a contract is like $15. It's ridiculous. So, and that's not even trading it, right? So you got to approve a coin on a contract first before you can trade it. So just to get an approval done, you got to pay $15. Nah, forget it. So, it's no wonder that Binance Smart Chain is taking off, right? Just be aware though that if you're not aware that what Binance has done is actually quite clever, but Binance Smart Chain is basically just a fork of Ethereum, right? So it's EVM compatible, which is the Ethereum virtual machine, right? So it's compatible with that. So that's the reason why MetaMask works with it so well. Like, there's no config that you really have to do other than pointing the network from the Ethereum network to the Binance Chain network, but everything else works just fine. Okay. The way you send transactions is the same. You're using BNB coin for gas and not Ethereum. They've gone and forked Etherscan to BSC scan, I think it's called. right? So if you look at BSC scan, just this sheet here, and if you are a Ethereum user, you'll be like, this looks exactly like Etherscan, because it is. They've forked it, right? They've just copy pasted and made their own. But it's all open. Well, I don't know. Is Etherscan open source? I'm not sure, but you know what they, you know, so they've been able to bring this whole chain up quite quickly. But so I guess the underlying problems that Ethereum have, Binance Smart Chain is going to have eventually if people continue to use it, right? So it's centralized. You know, CZ owns all the validators and things like that, so he's got a bit more control. But eventually, let's say Ethereum wasn't around, if everybody started to build on Binance Smart Chain, it would eventually get to this point where we would be at now with Ethereum. They would probably be able to fix things faster because it's centrally controlled. But the point is that the Binance Smart Chain isn't really not that different. So what does this mean? My theory is that you know, when Ethereum actually gets its gas fee thing under control, then people will just move back to Ethereum. So whether that's using Eth2 or some sort of layer 2 like optimistic rollups, or there's the other one which is Z Snarks or Z something, I forget. Once that gets up and running, you know, you got the ecosystem, you got the composability, you got everybody working together on Ethereum, so everyone will just move back. But the problem is we don't know when that's going to be, and the longer that they take, the more mind share and market share that Binance is going to get. It's going to be a leg up for Polkadot, it's going to be a leg up for Solana and Serum, the new Radium DEX. So you know, the longer that they take to sort this out, you know, they're their own worst enemy, really. So you've got, what else have you got? You've also got this EIP 15 something, I forget the number, on Ethereum, where there's an improvement protocol, improvement proposal put in where it's going to make fees cheaper by, I think it's by burning and by some sort of, like, because right now with gas, everybody gets to choose what they want to spend. But I think this I think, because I haven't read it fully, but the proposal is that there's some sort of like, you don't have to do that anymore, and the gas fees are sort of like first in, best dressed, you get to go. So the gas sort of comes down that way. Plus there is Ethereum gets burnt. The miners hate it because they lose revenue, but all the application and all the devs and all the users are going to love it. So there is a standoff sort of thing happening at the moment. I don't know where that's going to go. Too early to tell, and I don't really follow it that much. I'm more of I get into the fundamentals when I need to. I guess I kind of need to now, but I don't have a say in what happens. It's the miners and the devs. If the chain, worst case, if the chain splits and the miners say we don't want to do that, so we'll split off and go one way, and all the applications go the other way, the chain that the miners are on is just going to die because no one's going to use it because the gas fees are too expensive. So, you know, I don't really see that happening, but they're going to dig their heels in for as long as they can. That's my theory anyway. But yeah, I mean, the hype right now is with Binance Smart Chain. You'll see it in the charts, right? So This is Solana too. So the hype is with anything that's not Ethereum that's going to have cheap fees. So Solana, the chain that is backed by Alameda, and you got Sam and FTX, and those boys are all behind it. I posted about this chart earlier in the day. The reason why I was interested in it was because of this candle right here, which is, I'll just get rid of all these lines so you can see what I'm doing. So this candle right here, which is like a low test, is also rejecting the 20. This is the 20 EMA, and these lines on the outside here are part of the Bollingers. So rejecting that, I didn't think that it almost came back to the 382 fib. But you rarely see pins as clean as that on a daily chart in a bull run like that. And when they do, they really take off. So here's another one. The body's a little bit bigger, but clear rejection. The wick is down here in open space where there's nothing. I'll turn the volume candles off so you can see. Here as well. And it's just shot off. So, I expect this to keep going. What was I going to talk about? Binance Coin, BNB USD, that'll do. Tether. It's just ridiculous. Look at it. This is because of, the guys at Binance won't admit it. They'll go, we've got a great product and whatever. But to some degree, people would have been going to PancakeSwap because the yield there is so crazy high. It's like, hundreds of % you can get relatively safely. It's sort of like DeFi summer is or was last year to what it is now on PancakeSwap now. So, if you're not aware, you need Binance Coin you need Binance Coin to pay for fees on the Binance chain. So people are buying it for fees. They're also buying it to become liquidity providers on Binance chain. So there's lots of uses for it. But the fact that it's gone 6x from there, I'm gonna have to go to log. I can't believe I'm gonna have to go to log on this just to get it so you can see it. So this is back in November, October. Okay, so this is December. Where's January? January's here. So since Christmas, it's gone up almost 10x. And like I'm saying, until the issues are solved for people that can't justify gas spend on Ethereum, Binance and Solana and Polkadot and all the other Ethereum killers that actually have dApps that people can use are going to appreciate in value. So keep your eyes on them. That is why you are seeing ETH DeFi coins that have been pumped to buggery not performing as well as they used to anymore. Because why would you buy them if you can't use them? Like if you've already made a shit ton of money, like Alpha, for example, we talked about Alpha in the group earlier on. This thing, if you were lucky enough to get it when it was in Binance Labs, you've gotten, what is that? 9,335%. Right? If you got it when I first talked about it, which was about 20 something cents, so about, I think it was around about here, 23, you would have gotten a 12x. And if you got in, I talked about it a couple of times, but if you got in around 40 cents just before it started to really take off, you got a 6x. So besides the fact that you've got like this bleedingly obvious head and shoulders right here as well. And then here was where the exploit was. Conveniently done on the right shoulder of the head and shoulders. Conspiracy theory. It's like, you know, how can we get the maximum effect out of this exploit? Let's wait until there's a head and shoulders and do it. Who knows? Who knows, right? Anyway, massive profits on this. It's already been pumped to buggery. You know, how much more is there? Because there are people going, man, you know, I like alpha, but it's already up, you know, 10, 20, depending on how far you measure back. It's already up 10, 20, 30x. You know, if it doubles from 3 to 6, if it goes from $3 to $6, I'll get a double, but everybody else will be on a times 60 then. The amount of people that will be sitting on so much unrealized profit will be going, okay, I'm fucking rich, I should sell, right? So the chances for it to go higher from there without a pullback. So these are all these people, they're realizing profit here, they're closing out. There will come a time where this will sort of level out and go sideways, and the exploit will be forgotten and they will release more stuff. Alpha still has plenty of stuff coming. They've got their Alpha X exchange coming soon. Don't know when, but it's coming. But yeah, there's still that, you know, exploit yuckiness in the air. So Badger's the same. I sold out of that a few days ago. Again, I mean, this is not the best chart because it's Huobi chart. Let's go to the Uniswap chart. That's probably not good either. No, well, this will do. Just know that $11 isn't the start of Badger. Like, Badger was an airdrop back in November, I think, and it launched at $4, went down to $2, and then came all the way back up. So people that were at $2, if they bought in at 2, right at the bottom, it's like a 32x. Okay, so it's the same thing. It's very top heavy. There's lots of unrealized profit. Not Alpha. Where's Aave? Here's Aave. Same with Aave. You're seeing the tops here, right? This doesn't mean that the project's dead and it's going to crash back down. There are people sitting on crazy profit. And a lot of these projects, well, I mean, all these projects are sitting on Ethereum, and you can't even use it because the gas is so high. So what do? I'm sitting on unrealized profit. I still want a DeFi, but I can't justify the gas. Oh, let's pack it up and go to Binance Chain. Let's pack it up and go to Solana. So that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm doing. I don't hold any of these coins anymore. So Badger and Alpha and that I've taken profit on. I still hold my sushi bag that is just sitting in the sushi bar, gathering revenue from trade fees, right? Lots of good stuff coming up for sushi. I'm not worried about sushi. I'm prepared to hold that for a while. You know, you've got Grayscale and you've got Coinbase coming up for them. It'll be fine. I'm prepared to hold through the dips on sushi. It still hasn't dipped though, which is interesting. It almost looks like a head and shoulders. Could do something like that. Maybe. I don't know. Sushi is one of those projects that is actually, you know, got lots of good fundamental drivers behind it, like with the institutional stuff, but it's also actively doing layer 2 stuff. And it's also looking at, it's either joining up with Polkadot or Binance Chain or both. I can't remember, but they are not staying on Ethereum. They'll be on Ethereum, but they're also doing cross-chain stuff. So that's one of the safer ones to hold. Yeah, so that's where I'm seeing the market right now in terms of DeFi land. It's sort of shifting the way that I see it's sort of shifting. If you go into all the Binance coins, they're all pumping like crazy, 1x, 2x, 3x. The Ethereum DeFi coins aren't doing that. You're still getting your Uniswap coins that are doing crazy, the Uniswap shitcoin stuff, but you got to pay fees. You got to pay gas fees to be trading on Uniswap anyway. That's more of a degen thing. I don't do that. So I mean, most of my trading I still do on centralized exchanges. There are some that there was one that I've done actually, which is I've posted about it before, which is Zero. But Zero is an exchange coin that it runs on Avalanche and Ethereum, and they're doing a cross bridge to Polkadot. So it's the first DEX that is 3 chains, as far as I'm aware. Well, that's what their marketing says anyway. So that one's going quite well. I totally didn't hear about it like back here. So I mean, from here till where it is now is a 15x, but I didn't get in until somewhere up here. So, but the market cap's still quite low, so it should be okay. Now, let's get into the questions. I don't know what's people. Why doesn't this update? All right, good. Nobody's actually asking anything. All right, cool. Now back on the post I put up before, or everybody's been asking questions, so I'll just run through them. First one from Daniel Parker. Thoughts on Cake? Has the boat sailed? Yeah, let's have a look. Cake Tether. Whoop. That can't be right. What happened? Oh, let's go BUSD. Right, here we go. Okay, has it sailed? Let's have a look. Just look at it. It's like a right angle almost. The thing I hate most about Cake is that I sold it at $7.20, like an idiot. I sold it and I was going to get back in, and then I forgot about it and I just took off. Like I sold it on the 10th of February, and then I had like a whole week to get back in and I didn't. Oh, shoot me. Anyway, now as far as the projects are concerned on Binance Smart Chain, from what I can tell, PancakeSwap is one of the legit ones. There are so many forks on Binance Smart Chain, so many rug pools. If you're going to go explore Binance projects, be careful. Start with the legit projects, like the first of their kind sort of thing. So, it's sort of like the Yearn thing, when Yearn was the first massive yield aggregator to come out, and then we had, I don't know, 20, 30 Yearn forks, and they were all shit. They all did nothing, except for YFII, which they're still going, so they're all right. But all the others they were either scams or they just didn't do anything. So it's the same on Binance Smart Chain, right? So there are heaps of forks, heaps of them, and in the Telegram rooms they're going, get out of this project because they're going to rug. And someone put up that it's easy to tell because in the smart contract code you can see the line in it where it says, or where it allows the contract owner to just take the coins back, or take ownership of the coins. So but the question is, has the boat sailed? Well, in terms of this chart, definitely there's no way I would buy here. But that's not to say that it doesn't just keep going. So, because we're in that sort of market right now, if you want to get exposure to cake, you want to do it slowly, dollar cost average, just like you would Bitcoin. I guess you need to just, like, even in the last 3 days, it's gone up 180, 190, might as well just say 200%. So people are sitting on lots of unrealized profit. I'm not saying it's going to turn around or anything. It could just like sort of slowly meander, like come back and down, and then maybe do something like this, and then like rocket off again. Do some sort of like another bull flag like it did here. You know, would I suggest just going all in here? Absolutely not. You know, buy some, see what happens, buy some more, dollar cost average in. That it's hot. RSI is in, where are we at? 89. Bulls are well in control. It's going to keep going. There will be pullbacks. Like this one pulled back 20, 30%. That's big. So a 30% pullback from here would be here. So we could get back down to here, $13, and it would still be bullish, right? Yeah, about there. I mean, if you want to get in, layer your bids here. I wouldn't worry. Like if it made it all the way back down to here, something's wrong. You don't want it to pull back too far. In a bull market, you want that momentum to keep going. Yeah, so I mean, buy some here if you really want to, but then just wait and you want to average in. That would be my recommendation on that one. Yeah, don't get wrecked buying the tops, like, 'cause that's what happens. The FOMO will get you, and if you were here in 2017, you'll know what I'm talking about. Like, because you'll see all these people on social media going, "Oh my god, I made all this money," and you go, "Fuck, I missed it. I missed cake, or I missed whatever else it was." Don't get wrecked because of FOMO, right? There is thousands of coins out there to choose from. Not all of them have pumped yet. I mean, most of them are garbage. Let's be real. But you know, try not to go and buy tops. Like, stay within the narrative, though, right? So the narrative right now is DeFi. Yes, some other coins are pumping too, like Dodge, but you know, Dodge has got Elon's meme power behind it. You know, the majority of the coins that are pumping right now are DeFi or DeFi related. So, you know, go through all the DeFi coins, and you know, the ETH DeFi coins will come back. It'll just be a cycle. It's just money rotating. People are taking profits in ETH DeFi, and then they're going, "What do I do with it now? Oh, let's chuck it into a farm on Binance Chain." It's basically what's happening. They're just rotating. So you've got the bigger rotation of, you know, from Bitcoin to Ethereum to, you know, mid caps, small caps, micro caps, and then it sort of goes back. But right now we've also got, you know, the large cap DeFi and the small cap DeFi. Then you've got, well, Ethereum DeFi sort of tapped out, and the gas is prohibitive. So let's go somewhere else, and then when it sorts itself out, we'll go back. Next question: why do you expect Solana to rise in price like FTT? I expect it to rise in price because the same reasons that Binance Chain and Binance Coin are rising in price. Simple as that. It's an alternative to Ethereum. Gas is stupid high, and Solana is a good project, and they've got good things coming up, like the radium and oxygen are coming up. You've got FTX and Alameda and Sam all backing them. So FTT is rocketing off. Solana and Serum will follow. It's you need Solana to pay for fees, just like you need Binance Coin to pay for fees on Binance Chain. So on Solana, you need Solana to pay for fees. You're going to need Solana to pay for fees on Radium. Solana will probably be a coin that you use to farm with. What is it doing right now? It's 973. It's almost about to break out. I told you guys to buy it down here, so I was a bit slow on it, to be honest. I mean, that was the better entry. It was the obvious entry. But, you know, not paying attention. There's just too many coins to track, right? I need to use alerts more. Anyway, why do I expect it to rise? That's why I expect it to rise. It's a fundamental play. The chart is also crazy bullish. And we are in an environment where everything's pumping. So, Solana also, it's not Solana, FTX also did, they turned on staking within FTX. So you can stake Solana in a Solana wallet and you earn, it's not that great. In DeFi terms, the percentage isn't that great, but it's easy on FTX. You just basically go, click agree to the terms and it's done. I think it's an instant stake, but if you want to get the coins back, I think you might have to wait a week or something. So just be careful with that. Next question. Has Comp and Litecoin setups failed or still ready to break? Well, let's have a look. Let's have a look at Compound. I assume you mean the tether pairing. It's got that look that, you know, Aave has and Alpha has and stuff. Like, it's pumped like crazy and now it's consolidating. So I'm not sure what you mean by has the setup failed, because I don't remember doing a Comp setup. I do remember doing a Litecoin setup though. I did chill that. So where is it here? So I've done this a couple of ways now. So let's go to Litecoin on log weekly. Now, those of you that have been in my group a while will know that I said to pay attention to Litecoin like ages ago, like around here, because it had broken this trendline log thing. So it's gone up, right? So if you bought Litecoin around when I said to, you're up heaps. 2x even, right? The problem is that Litecoin against Bitcoin isn't that fantastic. So, I mean, in terms of US dollars, you've made money, but the thing is, you would have made more just buying Bitcoin, because the Litecoin Bitcoin chart is still bearish. It still hasn't broken the 50 EMA, right? Now this pink line is where we all start to take off. So, so the setup for Litecoin actually hasn't failed yet. It hasn't begun. So what we're looking for is for it to come up and retest and go. You know, if you're looking at this going, man, I want to buy Litecoin. Okay, good, go buy it. But you're better off buying Bitcoin right now. Like, Litecoin isn't outperforming Bitcoin now. Bitcoin's still winning. If you have fiat, stable coins or whatever, and you're going, should I buy Litecoin now? The answer is no. You should be buying Bitcoin. You're going to make more money. This chart is bearish. And that's really, that's the trap that people fall into, because they look at Litecoin on the US dollar chart and see that it's going nuts. But you have to remember that Bitcoin is also going nuts as well. Bitcoin is pumping like crazy as well. Look at it. That's just as crazy. So it's outperforming. There will be a point soon where that will not be the case. So this is the weekly chart, by the way. So that's why things move slow. When Litecoin breaks this trend line, comes up and retests here, it's going to explode versus Bitcoin, and that's where you make your money. So the setup's still valid, it's still there, we haven't broken, plenty of time. You could buy in now in anticipation of it going up. If you wanted to do something like that, just be wary. Obviously, you are buying resistance. Right, this pink line here is the support resistance line. So you're buying resistance, right? You buy support and sell resistance. So, but that's not to say that this wouldn't break. So you would, if you entered right where we are now, your stops would be there, and your first target is probably going to be around these highs. So that's a 4x on your money risked. It's pretty good. Just be prepared to wait, because this is the weekly chart. So I would advise using a futures contract so you're not paying funding. Does sushi still have gas in the tank? Well, I talked about sushi. Yes, it does. There's probably going to be not as manic with the price right now because everybody's focused on Binance. Band seems to just be bowling back and forth in range. Where to from here TA wise? Band. I've seen a lot of chatter for Band actually on Twitter, but I haven't personally checked out the chart. Well, that would explain why everybody's talking about it, because it's actually pumped. And it's about to break out again by the look of it. Bobbling back and forth in range. So you must mean, do you mean the Bitcoin chart maybe? The Band Bitcoin chart. Oh, wow. Oh, geez, that's a good one. This reminds me of the Wall Street cheat sheet, to be honest. Doesn't that look like the Wall Street cheat sheet? I'll get it up for you. Wall Street cheat sheet. This is the one that I'm talking about. Open up. Open, come on. How many clicks do I need? Oh, just give me the photo. Man, it's tiny. Anyway, you get the idea. Where's a bigger one? I just want a big one, the full screen one. Anyway, so you got this thing, and then you got that. Looks the same, right? So we're here now. So that is in the disbelief, coming out of depression, disbelief rally, and the disbelief turns into hope, optimism, belief, thrill, euphoria. So if this, in other words, if this breaks, out of here, so this is a similar thing to the Litecoin setup, right? So Band is pumping like crazy, but Bitcoin is still outperforming it, right? Now, this little section here, though, Band is outperforming Bitcoin, but from here it's not. But here it's sort of up, down, up, down, up, down. We want to probably 4, probably here, because there's also a nice round number, so 0004 sats. We've almost broken the 200 EMA. You got this trend here, so so this is all crazy bullish. This is good. this is good to see. This wick down here that just got eaten up by the bulls, so everything's good there. This got bounced back up again, so there is definitely buying interest under here, so this is all good. What is this, the daily? This could take a while actually to get up here. There's a lot of air, there's a lot of gap there. I'm not too sure on the fundamentals of band, so you'll have to make up your own mind on that. But the chart looks good in terms of this one here, the band Bitcoin chart. What's over here? Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, so we're in a good spot. You know, if you're not in on band, scale in, like average yourself in. If you are in band, everything's cool. You just need to be patient. It's a sit on your hands and make money sort of scenario. Let's keep going. Daniel Miller, do you still like Badger and Alpha as coins to invest in? I still like Badger and Alpha, the projects. They've got lots of stuff coming up. Do I like the charts right now? Nope. Not at all. Badger is just ugly. I mean, that is as bearish as it comes. This is sideways indecision, spiky, yuck. Don't like it, with the head and shoulders on top. I am not touching either of those until we see higher lows on the 4 hour at the least. Don't like it. Like there are better trades out there, but the projects themselves are still good. That hack thing, exploit, there wasn't a hack, the exploit, yeah, it sucked. It was an inside job if you weren't aware. The thing that person or persons did, you needed inside knowledge of the protocol itself to actually pull it off. Like they were using they used a non-public smart contract to exploit the protocol. So it's still an issue, but it's not like some random guy came along and looked at the contracts and said, "Oh, there's a hole here. I'm going to steal money." That happened earlier, but with every exploit that happens, people get smarter and they plug the holes. Right? They're alerted to all these holes, so that the exploiters come along and see that's a weakness. I'm going to steal that, take the money, and they go, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that." Like a simple one was, before the exploit, there were contracts out there that let you deposit and withdraw money in the same block. And like the exploiter, one of the exploiters on one of the projects, when they did that, it sort of fucked with the oracle, with the price oracle, because it thinks that there's money in there, but there's actually not. Because it was in there and then out in the same block, but the oracle price didn't it didn't recalculate to say, oh, the money's in there. Okay, great. So I'll do my calculation, and then the money leaves instantly, and the smart contract doesn't. It's not expecting it to do that. The code didn't explicitly forbid somebody from doing it. That's where the issue was. So. And that's why they call it an exploit, not a hack. Next question. Thoughts on XVS and why it hasn't stopped? Fire emoji. Well, XVS is part of BSC, so that is why. It's Venus. I think it's called Venus protocol. I haven't used it personally, but it's another big, protocol in Binance Smart Chain. I think it's something like a compound lending borrowing thing. I forget, but it's pumping because Binance Chain and PancakeSwap are pumping. That's why it's pumping. Is it worth investing in? I don't know. I haven't used it. The chart looks, Binance, all the major Binance coins are going to pump, so just try and get in on pullbacks if you can and use stop losses liberally and you should be fine. What would love your chart on Elastos. Looks prime for a takeoff. Aaron James, ELA, Elastos. I'm going to assume Tether. So shout out if it's not Tether. I'm going to refresh this because still no comments. No, okay, no one has any questions. I'm just going to check my phone real quick because I'm not sure if nope. Okay, cool. Elastos. Well, Elastos is breaking out. Where's the best place to trade Elastos? Elastos. Gee, is there really much trading going on, is there? I mean, I've heard of Elastos, man. I just didn't think that it's only like 1.8 million plus some change trading out. 3.3 million. Huh. All right, Huobi. All right, so this is Huobi. So this is the largest market. Oh, let's go back. Jesus. Okay. That's why I remember it, because it's an old coin. But wow. Okay. So I drew that line in based on the breakout. But it's also just so happens to be the top here. So this could look like if it breaks out of here, next target's going to be like $7. That looks pumpy as hell. The day to get in really was 2 days ago, but this could still break out. And there is a bear div sort of thing happening, but you know the market struck. I mean, the market right now is just, you know, let's just buy everything, and everything pumps, right? So yeah, I'm not really up with the fundamentals on Elastos, so I personally wouldn't take this because I don't know. I mean, like, just the technicals alone still look good to trade it, but I'm not up with the fundamentals of Elastos, so I'm not real confident with it. I think my camera has actually died. Ran out of battery. Well, that's a shame. Oh well, you can't see me no more. We'll just turn that off now. Yeah, so Elastos is yeah, looks alright. Looks good. It could even break out tonight. Just depends on the volume. Like, there's just no volume though. Look at that, like massive volume here on the breakout. There must have been some sort of news release there. That's too abnormal. So it's sort of like dropping off. Could be good. Could be good if you like buying breakouts. Then yeah, it looks like a good one. Next question. What is your forecast for IOTA's price by the end of 2021? Sheesh. That is a Roman question. I don't follow that project that intensely. Holy crap, look at it. It's at $1.60. Okay. Well, it's gonna at least get to $1.80. All right, put it that way. It's so vertical. My God. What's it done? Almost a 4x. Okay. Yeah. Look, it'll get back to all-time highs. like with most decent projects, they're going to get back to all-time high. Like IOTA's got some good fundamentals coming out. I think like I forget that it might be Chrysalis, I might be wrong. Might be thinking of another project, but they've got something coming up. But that's crazy vertical, isn't it? Yeah. So my prediction for the end of the year, at least all-time highs, and depending on the rest of the market, it'll keep going. So I mean, if you've got IOTA, I would just hold it. Like there's nothing bearish about that chart at all. Correlation between some of your favorite 2017, 2018 alts and their run-ups compared to this time around. Have they achieved a greater result this time around or still stagnating? Some of my favorite 2017, 2018 alts. To be honest, I don't even follow any 2017, 2018 alts anymore. Other than Ethereum, but I don't. They're all dead. Like it's now 2021. They had 4 years to produce something, and most of them haven't. So I mean, some of these projects that ICO'd back then got hundreds of millions of dollars. Some of them even got billions. And what have they launched? Like, where are the users? Where's the revenue? I mean, those projects are still around, but most of them are not. The hype now is all about DeFi stuff, and these DeFi projects are actually usable. Like people are using them, and they are generating real revenue, and that revenue is going to real people like you and me. Like if you put money into this system, you can make, if you want to be a liquidity provider, you get paid to do that. So all of those 2017, 2018 alts that came up with promises. I mean, where's Power Ledger, right? Like they do all this stuff. They're doing trials, and they're doing good things in Thailand and things like that. But for you and me, the end user, can we actually use it and do stuff with it? No. Like I wish I could. I wish I could sell my spare solar power to the guy down the road, but I can't do that. That's the promise, and they'll probably get there eventually. But right now, I can't do that. So what am I going to do? I'm obviously going to DeFi where I can lend my money out and get 10, 20, 30% for it. So I'm going to sell my power tokens and I'm going to buy the DeFi one. So, in some cases, you've got these alts. The projects themselves are fine, but they're just too slow. Like crypto moves so fast, and all these other competitors go, "Hey, look, here's something else that's nice and shiny sitting over here," and everyone goes, "Ooh, that looks good," and they go and farm that, or they go and trade that, or that one's pumping, so I'm going to dump this coin and go buy that one. There isn't that many. I mean, even with, say, Aave, which was ETHLend back in 2017, 2018, what's the so you're asking what's the correlation between 2018, their run-ups then and their run-ups now? There is no correlation. Like ETHLend is completely different. Like you can't compare it. I mean, it was all downhill in 2017 for them. 2018 after the bubble burst, and it's just been, they've pivoted, they've launched something real, people are using it. I don't think you can. I mean, there might be some projects out there, there's so many, I don't follow them all, but anything 2017, 2018 related, I am not buying. It's like some of those projects could go, but you need to think in probabilities. So what's the probability of a coin that launched 4 years ago that's delivered nothing that pumps now? versus something brand new, shiny, has the hype, has the marketing, you know, is something DeFi. What versus that? Like, there's no chance, right? The only coin that I can think of that can do it is Dodge, and that's because of the memes, right? So next question, where are we? Chart on rate as RDN, that's Raiden. Quality team, great scaling solution, just horrible marketing. Oh, well, you know, they should have learnt from the ICO era, because they were like, some of those coins in ICO era were awesome marketing, but terrible projects, but they still made money. Sometimes it's just about the marketing. Well, it's always about the marketing, really. Like, you always need the marketing. Wow, how high did it go? $9. So from a USD perspective, it looks like it's trying to break out. So it could run into a bit of traffic here. That's on the USD pair. The Bitcoin pair. Oh man, looks like I've charted it before. What's this? The weekly. This is still the weekly. It is still bearish. You only made money on Raiden in between May 2020 and August 2020. Any other time between then, in the last 2 years, you've lost money. That says a lot. I would not touch Raiden until it got so above this pink line. I wouldn't even, for me personally, I wouldn't, right? Because you're risking it just keep going down. At least if it got up to here, you've got more probability of it going up, because there might be some sort of news release or something. New fundamentals have come out and everything's great. The hype starts to get there. You lose out on all this, but probability of you getting wrecked buying it up here is less. So personally, I'm not interested in Raiden. You're right, marketing is terrible. I never hear anything about it. Nobody on Twitter talks about it. Yeah, it just doesn't fill me with any sort of confidence at all. It needs to crack that line for it to have a shot, and then it has to crack the Bollinger Band and the 50 EMA. That's a big ask. So, yeah. No, that's not a very good one. I wouldn't. If you're thinking about investing in it, don't. Not yet. Just wait. GRT and Stellar. Okay, GRT. I'm going to assume Tether. Oh god. Okay. Another. Ooh, okay, this is better. Something like that. So you're waiting for a break. The safe thing to do is to wait for a break. Everything is really pumpy right now, so it more than likely is going to break upwards, but you never know. So it's always safer just to wait for the break. Not weekly, go back to daily. Well. I do remember when it launched though, and it just rocketed up and everyone's going, oh my god, I made so much money, and then nobody talked about it for ages because it just crashed and burned. But now it's come back and I'm totally missed that one. Oh, I hate it when it does that. Like, there's a coin that launches on so much hype and everybody's talking about it, and then you see it and they're just pumped to hell and you go, I missed it, I'll come back to it later. And I don't write it down, I don't remind myself, and yeah, anyway. When did that actually take off? Oh, 1st of February. So what? only 2 weeks ago. Anyway, so we're in this sort of like a bull pennant type thing. So this is looking all right. The daily, I don't like that though. That's a bit meh. It's a bit yucky. This is good. This is all right though. You got like a rounded, bottom sort of thing happening. You could look at it. You could say it's sort of like a inverse head and shoulders type thing too. But yeah, so where it is right now, it's trapped inside all of that. So you want to make sure that it pops out here and then buy it, unless you want to do something like, buy here now and have your stops about there underneath trend and the 50 EMA and the Bollinger, and just hope that so you can squeeze out a 1.5. Let's say worst case it breaks out and then hits here and does a double top. You'll get a 1.5 risk reward, which is okay. It's not awesome. Like, I usually look for things that are 2. Oh, okay, so it could wick up. So yeah, I mean, that's okay. That's a pretty conservative entry though. Like, you could zoom in on the 15-minute and go, well, you could say to yourself, I don't think price is going to fall below here. There. And then you've got more. You've got more up. So you're going to get like a, what's that? Like a 5 to 1? 5, yeah, a 5 to 1. Obviously more risk though. Way more risk. But yeah, like, the chart looks good. I like that one. You can trade this one on FTX, I think, on leverage as well as Binance. XLM. Holy moly. This one, I hate to say it because it reminds me of Ripple. Only because it's a fork of Ripple, not because of the project or anything, but this could go. This could really go. This is broken out already. It's sort of like just sitting there. That's a good one. I should do these videos more often because you guys pick some good coins that I just don't pay attention to. You can see what Stella's done in the past. It's got this habit of pumping. It'll pump and then sort of die off and grind back, and then pump a bit, and then die off and grind, and then pump and then grind and die off, and then it's going up. Now this is a new one. It hasn't flagged before, but it does look like it's trying to break out. I actually might chuck that one in the Discord. I think that's a good one. Check that one in the Discord. Chuck it in the Discord. Yeah, not bad. It could be something. So fundamentally, I'm not sure what's going on with them. So it would be interesting to see what their roadmap's like as to whether this, if it does go up, is it just based on the chart, or is it based on news coming up or stuff like that? Thoughts on UNI? What UN? I've seen this one on Twitter. I think this is a no. How do you spell it? UNF. Okay, is it on CoinGecko? No. Unify. Is it Unify? Unify Protocol DAO. Where is it? Oh, okay. Oh, it's on Binance. What's the market cap? 64 mil. 24-hour trading is 82 mil. Okay. I've seen people talk about this on Twitter, but I haven't looked into it, so I don't know. Unify. What the hell is it? UNFI Binance, right? So UNFI. Here we go. Oh, okay. Oh, it's come back a bit. All right. When did that launch? November. Yeah, I don't know what this does. There's too many to look after. That's interesting. That candle here on large volume too. Okay. It's holding above here. If it can stay above here, it should be good. Yeah, I'm sort of trying to force it. I don't like doing that. So this is all junk. Yeah, I don't like it. It's not clean. It's all sort of up and down, and there's a bear div, and it's sort of well, not sort of. It fell. So like it's gone from here to here, and then so there's the bear div there, right? It's actually, it came all the way back. It came all the way down. It's a wait and see for me on this one. What else we got? David Steele, bow. He wants bow. What have I been going for? An hour, God. Right, bow. BAO. Actually, let's go with bow. Let's use. We'll use this chart instead. Okay. Now, bow. This is where I told people about the project in my group, and this is where Chico, or was it here? It's where Chico Crypto told his 100,000 or 200,000 followers on YouTube, and it just launched. Or was it here? Around here somewhere was where the Yearn partnership was announced, and that's why it pumped initially, and then it came back. It might have been that one. So the chart, it's obviously bullish. Up. There was like a dump for some reason. I think somebody I was reading online that it was like I'm not sure. I don't think it was a hack, but there was something happened, and there were people that weren't happy. So it's in this triangle-y sort of shape. So you want to wait for a break if you're not in, and then go up. You could. It's a similar setup to. Forget. Actually, it's getting late, so I forget. But yeah, the safe option is to wait for it to get up here before you get in. How many more? More done. Can the video please be recorded? Yes, it's on Facebook, so you can watch it whenever. What is Haven Protocol to you? It is something that I haven't really looked at. I think it's HX. Wrong. Let's go back here. It is it's on Bittrex. That's why I haven't looked at it. God, I hate that exchange. what has it done? What's it done compared to Bitcoin? So it's, yeah, sort of sideways, hasn't it? Yeah, this is just up, down, up, down. Not sure what to think about that. If it breaks up here, then it will launch, but it hasn't yet. So it's another one of those coins that looks really bullish when you look at it on the USD chart, but it, like, you would have made just as much money holding Bitcoin. But if it can get up to here, then it's a different story, and then we shoot off. Yeah, so as long as they deliver what they say they're going to deliver, then it should be okay. I mean, sometimes the USD chart pumping is enough to keep the hype in there. It sort of looks like it wants to keep going. It needs to clear here, it needs to get above 960. Yeah, no, there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. What is it now? It's 10 o'clock. I think I'm gonna cut it. It's getting late. It's probably, and it's like 11 o'clock Melbourne, Sydney time. Anyway, so hopefully that was beneficial for you all and you learnt something, or I cleared up something, or I charted your favorite coin, or whatever. So thanks for watching. I will talk to you again soon.